Good evening, good people of the internet. What is going on? Welcome to Bonus Stage. My name is Josh. We are here for Let's Listen tonight, and we are featuring Firaga's new release, VGM Essentials, Arthur X Medic, here in the flesh, by the way. Arthur, how you
Let's
doing
go.
tonight?
I'm great. I'm doing fine. I've got my coffee. Started tanking in the middle of the day, as you do, but
Yeah.
we out here.
Yeah. Well, the hype is definitely draining resources. So yeah, get that coffee in you. Rob is also here. Rob, what's going on with you, man?
What's up, guys? Rob here. Thanks for having us again, Josh. We're really excited. This is some like new heat that's different. We haven't done this kind of thing on Firaga Records before, and I'm really excited for everyone to hear it. This album rules. So yeah, let's go.
Great. Yeah, no, that's an excellent launching point. I want to hear a little bit about why this album has come to be. VGM Essentials, semicolon Arthur X Medic. I mean, that sounds like a series. Is this something that is fresh and with more impending, or what? What's the story here?
You and I explain VGM Essentials.
I can explain VGM Essentials. Yeah, right. Basically, VGM Essentials is our like launch series that we started with Firaga Records, where we wanted to showcase artists and specifically with their favorite remixes from their favorite video games, games that is specifically inspired them and like shaped their sound and formed, helped them like become better musicians and be more engaged like with the stories and stuff like that. Like we want to make sure that there's always that connection with the game and the music with the game when we're releasing VGM Essentials. And you'll see that it is technically a series that we're doing. So we have on Firaga Records, we do have, like game launches. Like we'll have like Needle Mouse Mania, for example, from Rob KTA. Like that's, we do Sonic. We'll have Undertale, stuff like that specifically. But the VGM Essentials series is really there to like put the artist in the spotlight and showcase what their favorite games are, what their favorite music is. How this specific album came about, I think it was a long time coming. For one, Arthur has long been a welcome, talented, and just powerhouse of a collaborator for the last 10 years. I think we could probably clock in like 2015 is the first time we started working together on stuff. I think like
something like that. Yeah,
it's been a while. And like back when we were both really heavily involved with Tiny Waves out of Florida.
Yeah.
And I've always said, we've always had the joke that like Arthur is really good at remixing video game music from games that they've never played. And that's just kind of an ongoing thing. And
it's been the joke the whole time because I have never played a video game. None of them. Well, I guess that's a lie at this point. I've played like 10 of them.
It has been a bit of a running joke here on the Let's Listen series too, particularly when we have community albums with a lot of different artists, and like they're given a theme or something like that, and it's like, like I've just like would jokingly ask, so what's your favorite part of this video game? Oh, I haven't played it. Yeah, video game music, like cover artists don't play video games.
Yeah, just imagine that for 10 years, working with a bunch of video game nerds.
Like, I mean, to be fair, like all of my albums in my Robo-Rob series that I've done, the remix series that I've done, I haven't finished all of those games. Like I never beat the original Final Fantasy VII. I never beat Mega Man 1 or Mega Man 2. I beat Mega Man 3. And no, I beat 2 and 3. But I haven't beat any other ones. Those are the only ones that I've ever beaten. So like, but the music's good.
Yeah, the music can be compelling enough. But I really appreciate what you're doing with the VGM Essentials series. And Arthur, I'm really excited to hear about your passion for the games, for which the music that we are going to hear tonight. God, I don't know what the syntax is supposed to be.
You got it.
You had it. Yeah. That's good.
That's good.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Well, yeah. What brought you, Arthur, to be like the spotlight for this particular album?
Rob said, "Do you want to do an album? I'll give you money." And I said, "Yes." Does it have to be video games? And he said, "Yes."
Rob, ask me next. I would like money.
It wasn't exactly like that, but
okay.
it basically was like, "Hey, I want you to do a VGM Essentials album. Have you played 10 video games in your life that you actually like?" And we had to think about it.
We did. Yeah, it took a hot minute for us to come up with the appropriate track list. There was a while too where we had a few songs that I think you were a little teetering on a little bit back and forth, and then we're like, you know what,
Apex Legends was in the mix somewhere.
Apex Legends was in there, which like that would have been a bomb remix, but it's like the only thing you
plays it anymore.
Yeah, nobody plays that game anymore. Yeah.
It's not even that close to my heart. Like I don't play it anymore.
We've had some fun sessions,
for sure.
But yeah, that game is well gone in the like well of games that we'll probably never touch in our lives again.
Yeah, looking at the track list here, Arthur, the games that you are covering, I feel like that GIF of what's his name, Matt Damon, just like aging instantly. There's a lot of stuff on here that I haven't played.
These are deep cuts, not for any good reason.
Just purely because it's something that you have played and that you love dearly.
Yeah. These are the ones that caught my attention and that I actually enjoyed and finished.
Nice. So you've beat every game on this list?
Yes, except for Ace Combat 7. Because that game is hard as fuck.
That game is hard, yeah. I have not beat that one. I tried, but
it one gets bunkers.
Yeah, we had Tiberian Suns on, and they've done like a solid number of tracks from Ace Combat 7. It looks like a really incredible game.
Fucking crazy soundtrack.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I mean, you're relatively new to. You are completely new to Let's Listen. Just before we dig into your sound and these tracks a little bit, Arthur, do you want to just kind of give us a little bit of like your background in the VGM remix scene, just so we have like a boilerplate?
Yeah, I mean, like Rob said, I got into VGM sort of at the same time as I was getting into EDM. I sort of no-clipped sideways into it from nerdcore and metal, surprisingly. Sort of doing the opposite that everyone else was doing at the time in my scene. Made friends with everyone from Tiny Waves, Ben and Rob and Nick and Bull-Eyed and the whole crew, and just we hit a vibe. And like I didn't know shit about the video games that they were all talking about, but you know, these people were making dance music and that seemed fun.
Yeah. So, I don't know what a Donkey Kong Country 2 is, but they can make it vibe.
I do know what a Donkey Kong Country 2 is. They have them in McDonald's.
Oh my God.
Was that our first collaboration?
No, surely not.
I have to think about it.
All right. Well, we can suss that out a little bit backstage, perhaps, as we dip into the first couple of tracks. Awesome, folks. Yeah, we're gonna listen to 2 tracks to start here. And if you spotted the Bandcamp pre-release tracks, then you will have heard at least one of them. We've got A Chorus of Tongues from Hyperlight Drifter. I hear we're going to get some hype about the sequel in a little moment. And also Endless from Halo Infinite. And there was a special collaborator on track 1 from that list.
Yes.
Am I right? Yes.
Knock
All
the
right.
End was instrumental in making that song. They hit me up and was like, "You want to make something?" And I was like, "Yes, but I'm deep in album hell. Do you want to make a song for this video game thing?" They were like, "I guess." "What video game?" I said, Hyperledger, and they're like, oh wait, no shit, fuck what I was saying. Yes, I absolutely want to be on that. So
Awesome.
we started making a bunch of like analog sounds and just the weirdest, most sound design that felt like it could have come from that game.
Cool.
And made some chill drum and bass.
Yeah, it's definitely chill. It's definitely a great start to the track, or to the album rather. Yeah, if we're all ready, then why don't we let's
Kick it off.
Incredible, man. Folks, let's
Thank
see
you.
those lit emojis in chat. You know what's that one? I think it's just called lit or curse lit. Oh man, I'm gonna show my age here a little bit. Sweet global emotes, folks. Right on. Yeah, yeah. Strong start. Love the sounds that you're getting. And yeah, that collab with Knockband, super cool.
Thank you so
Um,
much.
yeah, Hyper Light Drifter, beautiful game that I have never played. Yeah.
It's gorgeous. You have to play it. You have to play it. Just
All right.
just get it.
Okay.
It goes on sale occasionally.
I was just gonna say, there's the Summer Steam sale. Summer
It's
Steam.
I think it's been in like every one of the last summer Steam scale. Yeah, I can't say it either.
it's a, it's a
That
stupid
one's
tongue
got me.
twister. If anybody in chat knows how to say Summer Steam scale, try your best. Let's see what you got. Yeah, all right. I'm gonna go look that up. Maybe not when I'm hosting the show, but definitely will. And yeah, I hear there's a Hyperlight Breaker coming up
I'm
down the
so
pipeline. I
excited for
think.
that.
Right?
Yeah,
So excited for that.
doing like they're doing 4-player co-op kind of
That's
version.
gonna be insane.
Oh man! Well, the thing I like about the VGM Essentials is that these are all games that mean something to you. I would love to hear a little bit more about like your experience with Hyperlight Drifter, like if you can recall when you were introduced to it and something special about that.
When did that come out?
I think I saw 2016.
2016 sounds right. I don't know, man. It looked really cool, and it didn't look like anything that I had seen up to that point. Like an entirely pixel art game with just the atmosphere on everything. Uh, it, I had to pick it up.
It's
And
like
then
the pixel art with the high frame rate is what gets me. Like
yes,
that really draws me in. Like games like Hyperlight Drifter and like Children of Morta. If you've ever played that, that's really good. Like kind of same kind of vibe. But yeah, yeah, that I'm a sucker for that, and also like kind of like that top-down view of games, action games. Like yeah, that's my favorite as well. But essentially, like the story in the game is told through pictographs.
yeah,
Anytime you go to talk to someone new, a new theme starts playing in the background, and like it's very thematic. Like the music is very much part of the storytelling. Like as you unlock more parts of the game, the same song is built upon. Right.
yeah.
So it's so there's like layers to things as you progress. You're also progressing the music as well. So like that's just something that I like catch on to in these types of games, that like dynamic music in video games is really fun.
It's crazy because you come out of the intro like cinematic, which is very like it's not fully animated. It's like it pose to pose. And it's just a big like it's like watching a mural in that's moving, and then it brings you to your campsite, and then you realize, oh wait, I can move around. Shit, hell yeah! And you leave your campsite and you go up the side of a hill and you crest over this cliff and you see off onto the horizon. And you see this giant, like dead giant from ancient wars or whatever, and the music swells right at that moment. You're like, oh, I know what I'm doing now.
Yeah. It just puts you right in that world, and you immediately start to understand and like pick up on how the world works, and just incredible game design, like top notch.
So good.
10 out of 10.
All right, on the wish list. Yes, 40% off. I saw that. Seahorse.
Yeah,
Thank
there
very
you go.
much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've seen a game.
Yeah. And then a chorus of tongues. What moment in the game does this song play in?
That one's a little harder because it's been a while since I played.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you either.
I want to say that's like up near the Hierophant somewhere, but all of the music is so good. That just was the one, looking back through the soundtrack, that jumped out the most to me as something that I could iterate upon. Mm-hmm. I felt like I understood it more than the other songs.
Jade says it's from the part with tongues.
It is from the part with the tongues.
The chorus of tongues.
I read like a chorus of tongues, and I just picture like a bunch of like tongues vertical, like flagellating. Yeah. Which would not sound anything like that song that we just listened to. That was much better.
A lot of it, Disaster Piece is very atmospheric and not very like,
it's like free form time.
Very free form. Yeah.
Impressionistic, perhaps.
Yeah, he's playing him as an instrument. He's using every part of the synthesizer.
Much more like film score than actual like song composition. A Chorus of Tongues originally does not fit into 4/4 at all. It has this crazy like 6/8, but not really. Only if you squint hard enough. It's got these long pauses between the bits of the arpeggio, which, God, the original fucking hits. So we cheated a little. We took a little of the empty space out just so it would fit the break. But yeah, it felt like something I could wrap my head around more than the others.
Nice. Yeah. Well, yeah, doing what you do and taking that type of sound and that musical sensibility, just like mashing it together. Yeah, I would say that's a success. Well done, both you and Knockband.
Yep. Big shout out to Knockband. A lot of their sounds, they came up with sort of the original like 5 or 6 instruments, sent them over to me, and I just took them and played Legos with them, turned them inside out, put them through the ringer, as usually happens in collaborations with me. You will never get your sound back untouched.
No. There's one thing I've learned about collaborating with Arthur. It's that when you get stems back from them, you are lucky to have the same song. It might be a completely new arrangement with the same melody kind of like dripped in, but it's a different song altogether. It's happened to me like 6 times now. It's like, hey, this track was good, but this is better now, so thank you.
And so it will have happened to you 7 times after we listen to yet another track coming up later?
Kinda, yeah.
Nice. Well, before we get there, let's definitely make sure we touch on Halo Infinite's Endless as well. I'm not much of a first-person shooter kind of guy, so Arthur, Halo Infinite,
honestly, I'm not either. But I did... The Halo games were a big part of my childhood, not because I ever owned them, but they were always the thing to play when I went over to some friend's house and like hang out with the homies on a Saturday or whatever. And when Halo Infinite came out, I was like, you know what? That looks cool. I like John Halo. I like Mr. 117 himself. I'll get that. And it turned out to have a really good campaign, like a single player campaign. And it looks great. It sounds great. It's Halo, but you know how you imagined it was back in the day.
Back in the day when everyone's just like fighting over warthogs in the canyon.
Yeah, man. That was like the best part of when you found out that everyone else in the same dorm as you could plug their Xbox in and we could all play each other on the LAN. Like that,
yes.
That meant that we were all failing Chem 2 that summer. Like none of us did anything. We just played Halo. Like we actually started like Halo competitions in our dorm. It was a good time.
Fuck yeah. I've basically been professionally unemployed since I was 10, so I never had to worry about failing Chem 2. I should have been more worried in hindsight.
Well, this album has been yeah, I don't want to preemptively like jinx it or anything like that, but I think this is a success. This is a win. You know,
So far, so good.
so far so good. Exactly. Yeah. Oh man. Well, I hope the next track doesn't spell out your doom. But that is the next track. Actually, it's from Doom, and it's Harbinger featuring Pete LePlay, or sorry, not featuring, collaboration between you two. Am I correct?
This was a heavy collaboration with Pete. Uh, People
Who
have told me that,
also goes by Phonetic Hero. You may have
yeah,
heard of.
formerly from Phonetic Hero.
There we go.
Apparently, he's been wanting to work with me for a while, and the barrier to entry to working with me is just fucking DM me. I'll do it. But yeah, he hit me up, and I was like, "Yeah, you wanna make Doom? You wanna do Doom? You've been doing some stuff with like Pete has been recreating like Sega Genesis sounds and other things from that era of synth music in Serum." And so I was like, I want to use your sounds, give them to me. And we made some really crazy, really uncomfortable heavy music. Everything we were doing was like, that, whatever you're doing over there is scaring me. Turn it up. Make it louder. We need more of that.
It's Doom after all.
I'm gonna make this reverb sound like it's falling away from us, like a bad nightmare.
Oh, and we're also going to sneak in Sneak Man from Jet Set Radio Future. Those two will be listened to together. Yeah, I can't wait. Shall we? Shall we
Probably the
let?
craziest back to back on the album. That might be Whiplash.
Let's
listen. I did it.
You did it.
You did it.
Damn, damn! This is just—it's all fire. I don't know what else to say. Incredible take on the Harbinger. I mean, yeah, Mick Gordon, super proud.
I
Um,
really hope he sees it.
yeah, Senpai noticed me. And yeah, I mean, like Jet Set Radio, like you're already working with some incredible material there, but yeah, it
All
just
classics.
popped, just popped. All right, let's get into Doom a little bit. We're talking specifically, of course, about the 2016 iteration. Arthur, go ahead. Tell us a little bit about Doom and what it means for you.
2016 was a big year for Arthur and video games. And by 2016, I mean 2021, when the pandemic hit, and I was like, I'm going to play Doom.
I'm gonna play games from 2016. Yeah.
I'm going to play games from 2016 for sure. Uh, I don't know. I don't know. I definitely got into the game from the music. I've been following Mick Gordon's music for years. Uh, like everybody else in the sound design community, I poured over the E3 talk and the TED talk, looking for the little notes of how he did it. But the game actually is good, it turns out. so that was fun. They really get you to lock in, and it is the soundtrack that does that for you. The way that we were talking about dynamic music a little bit earlier, that game has such an insane level of dynamic soundtrack. Like if you're not doing anything, neither is the music. It's like, oh, you just want to stand there? Well, we can chill out too. But then once you start actually going ham, then the music rewards you appropriately.
Yeah. I remember seeing an interview where he was kind of showing the process of putting together sections of music for each level, and then having to take those sections and form a track out of it for the soundtrack. And it was just interesting to see his process, because he was literally like explaining like, okay, during this build up here, that's when you're not really doing anything. That's when you're kind of walking around, you're getting ammo, you're getting the lay of the land, and then you move up into the next arena, the doors lock behind you, and all of a sudden the bass kicks in and the drums start doing double bass on the pedal, and you just get this like blast beat going with these dirty grimy synths coming in on top, and you're just blasting through demons, and like it's I don't think there's a game that has revolutionized first person shooters like more than Doom 2016. Like that came out and everyone started taking notes. Like, oh, this is how you make a first person shooter.
It got into the DNA of how I played fucking Dungeons and Dragons. Now I'm a weapon switcher.
Yeah.
Now I have a character that has 8 weapons and puts them all in hammer space, and like they do different things.
You got the
Because-
BFG, the big fucking glaive.
Hey, that's pretty good. I might steal that one.
Do please. Cool.
And yeah,
Sorry if you had another thought. Yeah, I didn't mean to interrupt.
that was pretty much it for Doom. I love the music, and then it turned out that the game was good. And honestly, same exact thing was with Jet Set Radio. Like, those songs are bangers. I don't know what Hideki Naganuma was doing, but it was the most.
It was the best, and it was before our meme uncle ever even touched a keyboard on the internet.
It was before Twitter. Thank God. He would never have been allowed.
He would never have been allowed to be on Twitter in 1999.
He would never have been on the game if he'd had Twitter.
If he had Twitter. Yeah.
Oh man. Well, I'm finding myself a little hard pressed to remember a game or a soundtrack from a game like before Jet Set Radio, where it was like very DJ focused. Yeah, I can't think of any.
Besides the Dance Dance Revolution games that you all like,
Well, yeah.
but like mainstream, Dreamcast game. Nah, I can't think of it. It's definitely the first on Dreamcast.
Ape Escape.
Like Mega Flare's right. It's Ape Escape.
Ape Escape.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm glad that somebody remembered Ape Escape.
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
Oh my god. Only 90s kids remember Ape Escape. Yeah, and Sneak Man's just a classic tune, as is.
Just a classic.
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of the most hype on the soundtrack, I think. Yeah. And then, we were also listening to Rob hitting that bass line. I mean, Rob, that is
Absolutely hitting
that is some
bass line.
tight bass work. Absolutely.
I was saying this backstage, but I wasn't going to put the slap bass solo over the third drop, and until I tried it, I was like, I just want to see if it works. Oh, it works.
It works.
I don't know what I was expecting. It's staying.
Yeah, that was fun. It took a lot of takes to finally get it like in the pocket as I wanted it to be, but it's like it's jet set radio. Like
You did it.
It's got to be funky. Like I've got to make the funky bass line funky. So, yeah, that was fun. But don't ask me to play it live because I'll ask you. I'll have to play it like 7 times before I get it right.
Hold on. Let me punch this part in. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of that. Like, okay, I just need to get these like 2 notes perfect, and just like re-recording those 2 notes over and over again until I hit that pocket.
Yeah. Excellent work.
Thank you.
We missed talking about Pete's part in the Doom cover.
Oh yeah, I was talking about it in the chat, but Pete did a lot on that. He and I sort of traded off between the drops. I sent him a bunch of weird noises to put in between the layout of drop 1, and then I sent him drop 2, and he made all the fills and the trap drums, the giant corn, or who am I thinking of? Slipknot is what I was. The Slipknot snare, where they're hitting the beer keg or something.
Right. It's just one guy in a clown suit just banging on.
Yep,
banging on trash cans. In the
you
back.
keep him in here.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, solid work from both of you on that. Solid work from both of you on both of those tracks, actually. Awesome. Coming up next, we got a block of 3, actually. We've got Subterra from Tunic. That came out recently. It's like the
pretty recently.
Recently, yeah. It looked pretty cute, actually. Little fox.
Cute and frustrating.
A little puzzle game, right?
Yeah. Kinda.
The puzzle is that you don't know what the hell is going on until you beat the game.
Yeah.
And then we got Soror et Frater from Control. And I had to look up Control. And
good job with the Latin.
Oh, thanks. I was trying to do like a bit German, but I guess it's all Romantic anyways. Who's the actor in that game, like doing like their best Winona Ryder impression?
You're so right though.
Courtney Hope. Oh my gosh, yeah.
It is Courtney Hope, yeah.
Yeah. And then Inscription's Uberbot activated. That is a cute little card game, actually, that I know of. Still have yet to play it, but yeah.
I'm not going to spoil it.
No? Okay, cool. Well, if there are no spoilers impending, then let's
listen.
You guys are getting it. gross. Just
Thank you.
gross. I loved it. Gross, and I loved it.
As intended.
Yeah. Subterra from Tunic, Soror et Frater from Control. From Control, I almost overdid my pronunciation there, and Uberbot activated from Inscription. Yeah, what a set of tracks. Yeah, lots of really heavy, low sounds. Super cool. Subterra. You said something in chat about 1,000 ukuleles. What exactly did you mean by that?
When they made the original, all of the different sound, not all of them. I assume there were some synths added later in the process, but when they were coming up with that shit, they just recorded like 100 takes of ukulele noises and pitched them in every which direction. So I took a similar approach to the sound design and just started high and ended up pitching things low, started low, pitched things high. Definitely had to go deep for Subterra.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Tunic is a game. I don't know. I feel like
Tunic is a game.
Tunic is a game. Yeah. All right. That's it for the show tonight, folks. And we'll see you later.
Good job, everybody.
We did it.
But yeah, a cutesy game. You're a fox going around solving puzzles.
It's a phenomenal game. It looks gorgeous. It's like a Zelda. There's a little bit of Dark Souls in there, I guess. I've never played a Dark Souls. I wouldn't know.
Bark Souls.
But someone said Bark Souls, and they're right.
Horse,
they're so right. But yeah, you're a cute little fox, and you explore a little world, like the original idea behind Legend of Zelda. And then you figure out over the course of the game what's going on. And you eventually learn to read. It's a game about reading. Eventually.
Way to sell it. Hey, does your elementary school need somebody to come in and teach reading? Nope, we've got Tunic. Oh my gosh. But Subterra, so I assume this is like a subterranean theme.
Eventually you go into some... It's so funny because it's like you go to a garden in the west, or you go into like a clock tower in the east, or you go into like a mine, and those are fairly normal, but the way these are presented in the game, it's so fantastical, and the vibes are unmatched. Yeah, that one's one of the underground themes. I think there's two of them, but this was the one that spoke to me more. And also where I spent more of my time. Fuck that boss. I heard this song a lot in game.
And you're like, fuck this boss. I'm going to remix this song and make it my way. Great approach. Yeah. Oh, man. I want to talk a little bit more about the other two tracks that we just listened to. Before I do, I've been putting this off a little bit, but I believe Rob here would like to initiate a giveaway for this album. I hear that there are not to be any physical releases, but you can get the full Bandcamp release, and we will make sure that you get a code to download that for free. All that you need to do, folks in chat, is type "gimme VGM," just like this. "Gimme VGM" in chat. You do that, and that will give you an entry into our giveaway. Yeah, do that. Just like the last Seahorse has done. Definitely check that out. Do it. Do it. You won't. Yeah, and then at a time at our discretion, we will draw the names, and we'll see who gets their free album. Otherwise, this is set to release on Bandcamp later tonight. Is that correct, Rob?
Yeah, I'll release it on Bandcamp as soon as we're done here with the party.
Nice.
And be out on streaming services tonight at midnight, pretty much wherever whatever local. Midnight is for you locally. Yep.
Oh well, Floopy, if you already bought the album, if you win, we hope you give it to a cool friend who will appreciate it.
Send it to your grandmother.
Yes, and she'll know exactly. She'll get all the references, and she will really appreciate that you know her so well. All right, yeah. Getting back into the music, we've got Control, Sor et Frater. Yeah, what is this song? I just my notes here is just WTF.
That's kind of how I felt making it, and also when I got to that scene. Control is a Control is a game.
There we go. We're done, folks. All right, good night.
in the complete other direction from the other two, like, atmospheric games. Control is a game where you get locked in a big old government building and you read everybody's shit because you're a nosy piece of trash, and then you get made into the mayor of SCP, and you have a gun, and you go find all the SCPs, and you read everybody's notes, and you listen to their phone calls, and that's the game, mostly. It's you do puzzles, and you go to the different areas, and but
there's puzzles, and there's third-person shooter bits where you have to use, different skills.
There's enemies in the game.
There's enemies.
Honestly,
too.
they're second to the lore.
Yeah,
that is a game that has entirely Arthur vibes. Like, I watched someone play it on stream, who I won't name because he ended up canceling himself. But I watched someone play it and was like, I'm dipping out of the stream right the fuck now and buying this. This is the coolest shit I've seen ever. I want to go read these folders. And then I did.
Nice.
But
and there's music to accompany the reading of the folders.
Yeah. Again, more of a like film score approach to a lot of it. Except for one certain part that fans of Control will know. The maze. Yeah, mostly like a dark electronic backing. It's honestly very empty, which contributes to you're the only person walking around this giant government building. So there's
having never seen it, I'm picturing Severance.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, basically. Cool. But more and less Euclidean. Yeah, the music usually comes in on the cutscenes when the story happens, and it's a vibe. I can't really recommend it unless you love SCP or Welcome to Night Vale, because the game, I love
both.
The game itself is high end of mid.
Way to sell it. Yeah.
I'm just being honest.
Oh, yeah.
The vibes are off the charts. It looks great. The game is mid. That's not why you buy it.
Right. It's a story. It feels like, looking at it, it kind of feels like, yeah, like the draw is the narrative.
Yeah.
They even got like
it's
a real
the type of game that,
right?
I think they're Dutch or Swedish. It's one of those. But it's like if Swedish Kojima got to make whatever the hell he wanted.
Swedish Kojima, that's great.
That's a pretty good descriptor.
Oh man, yeah, and the song that you did, Sor et Frater, the way you did it, I mean, we didn't get much of a beat until like the very end. Was it kind of like difficult for you to like piece this song together? Yeah.
Next question.
No, okay, all right. Next question. How about I'll do.
There's trauma there, man. Don't want to bring it up. Don't bring it up.
No, but the original it's 8 different tempos that all just sort of change without warning. The sections aren't like the same lengths. This one's 16 bars, that one's 5, this one's 7. I wanted to do it justice without losing any of the weirdness of the original, because it's a good scene when it plays. Um, but yeah, it's not very danceable. But neither is most of what I want to make. So this one's for me.
Nice. Yeah, yeah. You can do some interpretive dance to it, perhaps.
Yeah. We clear the floor with this one, and then we bring it back with Uberbot activated.
Now that's a segue. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, that is an unusually filthy track for a card game.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a hell of a card game.
Tell me more.
I cannot and will not.
Okay. I know there's a
No.
lot of like mystery around the game.
Yeah, you kind of have to play it without someone telling you what is about to happen, but at least the first part of it, it's sort of a deck building. Um, you get your hand of cards and you try and run through the roguelike, and maybe you make it, maybe you don't. You got to play smart. Eventually, you figure out the mechanics of this boss, that boss, this type of encounter. And then once you figure out that the game's not actually the card game and something else is going on, then it opens up and all bets are off.
Is that the moment that the Uberbot activates?
Uberbot activated is like the last third of the game, I think, or like near the last third of the game. We were talking about it, me and Rob, when we were trying to pick because I knew I wanted to do Inscription, but most of the songs in the soundtrack are like some dude with a banjo in the next hallway over, and there's
Yeah.
and like I'm not fucking with that. The vibes are great for a card game, but I'm trying to remix something, and at least Uberbot Activated actually had a beat. But hell of a beat.
Yeah, hell of a beat. The sounds, especially like the dirty basses and stuff like that in that one, was that like drawn directly from the source, or did you just kind of be like, you know what, this needs a little bit of this kind of color here?
It was a little interpretive. I started with the like chink dink 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 bad piano kind of sound, and it was so far off of the grid and like wasn't an actual chord. It was just a cluster of notes, and so I made these two layers and smashed them together and put them in off the grid. And by that time, it was like, this is so swung and so like deeply groovy that I just have to emphasize that with all of the everything else. And so it all sort of spun off of there. Nothing was quite on a note or on the beat. Just a lot of yucky grime.
Oh, yeah. I think generally, from what we've heard tonight on this album, it's just like a lot of what you've done is very. What's the word? The word that that makes it so that it's legally maybe not a cover necessarily. Not interpretive, transformative. I think is the
Transformative work.
It's transformative work you've done here. And to piggyback off of DJ Dark Prime's comment there, yes, I agree. Like, I really love that it's not a lot of well-known mainstream games. I mean, obviously, yeah, there's some recognizable franchises in here and stuff like that, but especially for a VGM Essentials, it's like no, like this is
these are my games.
These are the vitamins that you didn't know you were missing out on.
Yeah.
And yeah, I love the selection. Well, that brings us to our final listening block of the night. Before we get to that, I have to highlight and give huge shout outs to whoever did this incredible art for the
Ginko-san.
Ginko-san. Can I get a link? Rob, can you link me to
Yeah, let me find. Let me grab their. I'm not sure actually if they have an. Yeah, they do have an Instagram.
But there are just like there are so many elements in this art here. I'm assuming that it all draws from the games that are featured here.
There's actually one that's missing, and if anyone out there can tell me which one's missing, I'll give you a free copy of the album.
Nice. Well, I believe I
separate from the giveaway we're doing tonight.
Right. Yeah. Give me VGM. Well, I definitely see the Halo. I believe that is Doom in all of the fire, etc., with some triangular shapes that are reminiscent of Gree. Yeah. Where would? Oh, okay. No, the futures. I think Jet Set Radio, is that it on the building there?
No, not quite.
Oh, not quite. Okay, is that the one that's missing? Oh my god, I don't see anything else that makes me think of Jet Set Radio.
It's there.
It's there. Okay, I'm just a noob. Don't worry about me. But yeah, this is just absolutely amazing artwork.
Yeah. Ginkgo-san has been doing artwork. Started out, I met them when they were doing work for Tiny Waves. And then we kind of just brought them along to Firaga when we started doing these series. And they've just been nailing the artwork every single time. Every single time they blows us away. Every time, even just their works in progresses, we're like, oh, what the hell? Like we could release this sketch and no one would blink an eye. Come on.
So good.
Yeah. Very, very nicely complements the music as well.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we really wanted that like vibrant, bright colors, a lot of contrast, kind of like in your face. Like the Sneak Man, there's separate art for Sneak Man when we dropped that single last month.
We talk about the single art. Sneak Man and Harbinger both have incredible crazy art for a single.
Let me grab those now.
Yes, so please send those to me. I don't have those.
Filling time, filling air.
Filling air. A lot of hot air. Thanks, Rob.
You're welcome.
Do
my best.
Control is actually one of the pyramids, the black pyramids in the sky.
Oh, there we go.
That's the reference there.
Oh, okay, nice. Yeah, actually, let me pull this up again and see if I can guess any of the others. Not familiar with what the airship looking thing is from.
That one's actually just me.
That's just okay.
That one's not from a game. That one's on me.
Nice. We got the swords. We got the Halo sword there, obviously. Yeah.
Why is just the PSD in here? I want the artwork. What is going on?
Yeah, don't send me a Photoshop image.
No, I'm not doing that.
All right. Well, we'll fix it in post, perhaps.
Would you like a ginormous file from my Adobe product?
Do I require a subscription to open it?
Yes.
Yeah. I'll take your firstborn.
Here's Harbinger though. I'm sending it to our group chat on Discord.
All right. Oh my gosh, yes, this is incredible. Okay, let me just pull this up here.
Which my favorite part about this artwork is it's like integrated into the album art.
Yeah. It's fire. It is literally fire. That's incredible. Whew. Yeah, I'm sweating just looking at that. Incredible. There's so much to look at here.
This is what my room feels like every time I render a song.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You were talking about CPU abuse. What was that? Was that on the Tunic track?
It's every track.
Every track.
It's more so in the one we're about to get to.
Oh, okay.
Oh my! Nah, I don't want to copy a Slack file. Copy image. There we go.
All right. We got Sneak Man.
If the biggest joke that's happened in my career is that I've never played a video game, the second biggest joke is that my project files are 10 miles tall.
I asked one time. I think it was this was for the track we do with Slyleaf Passion, and you sent me the project file. I was still in FL Studio at the time, and it's one of the things that made me want to quit that DAW, because you literally sent me a track with like snares that were just, there's like 40 snares, dude. There were like 40 snares there, and they were all doing something.
I cannot be trusted.
No. I was like, no, send me your snare bus. You're just like, no, what's the fun in that?
I'm not using a snare bus.
Oh.
These are all going to individual channels.
Yep, they sure are.
I don't make music right.
That's
I
why
don't
we
do
like
it correct.
But you do make music good, and that's what matters.
Thank you.
Speaking of which, I'm ready to get into the final round here, folks. We've got coming up from Ace Combat 7, Skies Unknown, the hero of Comberth Harbor.
This one might be my favorite.
Yeah, Ace Combat 7. Ace Combat OST's incredible. It's indisputable.
It's not my favorite game, but it might be my favorite song on this album.
Yeah, I can agree with that one.
Following that, we've got Karasu from Gree. And then finally, ironically, at the end of the album, we've got Introduction from Mirror's Edge.
It was the only place to put it.
Sometimes you just need some bookends, right?
Yeah.
You just got to put a sandwich. You got to have your bread to make a sandwich, right? All right. Well, on that note, let's
get into the news.
Beautiful.
I'm so happy with it.
Way to
I'm
end.
so happy with it.
Yeah, you should be. It's incredible. You've done some really good work here. The hero of Comber's Harbor, Ace Combat, Seven Skies Unknown, Karasu from Gree. What we just heard, Introduction from Mirror's Edge. I like how DJ Dark Prime put it, Outroduction. Um, yeah, yeah.
I heavily debated that actually being the title. But
I tried to we tried to get that to be the title, and when we submitted it to licensing, they were just like, sorry, we can't.
No, are you stupid?
Funny though, but
good try.
That's the worst SEO thing we could ever do.
Yep.
Outroduction. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. No, incredible. Let's go back and just review. So, Ace Combat 7. I mean, the soundtrack. Obviously, you've got some great stuff to work with, but I thought it's
incredible stuff to work with.
When you're translating that into what you do, Arthur, I thought that you still did an incredible job of capturing that spirit of flight.
Thank you.
Which is kind of something that seems like a challenge when you're trying to go for some heavy drops and low bass stuff too, right?
A little bit, but I kind of grew up on some mecha anime, and we know that as long as you throw some breaks in there, it all just sounds like speed at some point. So, yeah, that one was definitely my favorite. I wanted it to be big and imposing. Floopy actually said it. It's anxiety. That song is supposed to make you scared, and it did. It stressed me out enough that I almost didn't finish the album. I think legitimately the song, I don't know if it was contributing to the stress at the time or if the stress at the time was contributing to how that song sounds, but yeah, just giant strings and a weird kalimba that I twisted in 8 dimensions for the intro and outro. I don't actually know how that sound exists. I went back and looked for it. There's no proof. I think the aliens gave me that one.
No, that's awesome. And this is a game that you say that it's not your favorite game.
It's not
lightly.
It's not my favorite. Just because there's so little room on the list for favorites. I mean, it is one of 10 of my favorite games, but I think it's 8 or 9, probably. It's fun. It's very hard.
Yeah.
Flying is fun. Flying with a mission is slightly less fun. I'll just say that.
Unless it's Rogue Squadron on the Nintendo 64.
Now you're talking.
Yeah.
The OG Ace Combat.
The OG. Wow. I don't know. The Ace Combat series is like surprisingly old. I would like.
Yeah, it is. I think the first one came out on PS2. Yeah. Or PS1 maybe actually.
But the hero of Comber's Harbor, that track is that like a point in the game that gave you anxiety?
Oh, it's when it kicks off for real, man.
Okay.
that song is supposed to make you shit your pants in the game.
Cool. Does that like sum up your experience playing the game?
Arthur Expedic shits pants while playing Ace Combat 7.
Yeah, I don't know if no comment.
Yeah. No official statement on that. Well, maybe we can move on then to a much gentler game. Gree, the Karasu track.
Yes.
Yeah.
Honestly,
my favorite track on the album.
Yeah, I figured it would be. It only exists in the way that it does because I had a really good talk with you backstage at Pose. Gree is another game. Like I like 2 kinds of games. I like games that make me feel like I'm going very fast and doing some technical shit with the mechanics given to me, or I like games that are very, very pretty. And Gree is a game that is very, very pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Just absolutely an experience. If there was a soundtrack, Manifold Garden would be on that sort of sub list. It's like a platformer, a little puzzle platformer, but it's got a very artistic story through line. Absolutely recommend. That one's top 3 for sure. But yeah, after the conversation I had with you, Rob, I wasn't sure what to do with it.
Yeah.
It was one of the last tracks that I had gotten to on the album, and I was sort of out of steam at that point. But then I had a good time with my friends playing loud music, and I was like, maybe I just want to make something that would go here, like this environment. Maybe I'll make something completely counter to the game, and just, here's the thing you came because of the game, and here's my shit.
I love that. I was watching the timer go, and it was like the exact midpoint.
It's one of my favorite formats for VGM remixes. I laugh every time it happens because it's like, haha, Mario, deep house. Goodbye, Mario.
Goodbye.
Get the fuck out of here. We're dancing now.
It's a me, hardcore.
It's a me.
Oh man, yeah. Karasu, that track particularly, is that like a special point in the game for you?
It's a good moment. There's a lot of good moments. Honestly, that soundtrack, very good. Berlinist did a great job of making a thing that the thing you're playing sounds like, which is harder to do than it sounds.
Much harder. I mean, the crowd here is all video game fans and video game music fans. Like, I think Berlinist did what all of us aim to be able to do with our music is storytelling. And
yes.
And they captured the spirit of storytelling through music with Gree. I also agree. Like, anybody who has never played this before, definitely check it out. I think it's like 80% off on Steam right now. Actually, I just saw an ad for it the other day, but
for sale.
Yeah, always for sale. Yeah, I think, but like, yeah, if you can pick it up for like $3 right now or something.
What's the opposite of they don't want you to know about this one? They want you to know about this one. They want you to play it. Go play it.
Yeah, it's good.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, the moment in game, you get that little da, 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 piano, and then just a big bird shows up and is like, I'm here now. This is suddenly much more stressful than the rest of the game you've been playing, in a good way. And you like, oh yeah, okay, cool.
Well, at that point,
a boss fight.
They're like, oh, now you will learn the mechanics that we have taught you in this game so far.
Good luck.
Good luck. Yeah.
Oh man. And that brings us to Mirror's Edge, and the imagery of this game. I definitely recall having this advertised to me. Never played it, but
you should. It's still one of the best games 15 years later.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2008. Wow. Gosh. All right. Well, yeah. Tell me about it. How did you get introduced to this game, Arthur, and what made you fall in love with it?
I used to actually be into parkour and free running, so it was like, oh, they made a game about that thing I like to do that gets me kicked out of malls. And it, again, this is one of those games that makes me feel like I'm going very fast doing tricky things with the mechanics, and also it looks cool as hell. 15 years later, they don't make games this stylish. Well, Bomb Rush Cyberpunk is there, but I haven't played that yet. It whips. The campaign has a story.
Oh yeah, I mean, the story is my favorite part about the game. Like, you're in this seemingly utopian world, but you're one of these people that is like being hunted because at first there's a crime that's been committed and you're running from that, but then as you start going through the games in each of the levels and you're finding out what the story starts unfolding, it just becomes extremely like, I don't know, for the time a game like that had never been made. And there's really not games like, to Arthur's point, there's games just aren't made in this certain style anymore.
No.
Where it's this like dystopian yet utopian like look, a lot of straight lines, a lot of clean colors and vibrant like cityscapes, but it's minimal. Like there's just such minimal color palette, that every color pops and you feel that like, I don't know how else to describe it.
They designed the game to put you into the exact flow state that they're trying to replicate, and they did it flawlessly. And all of the environments being modeled that way. On the one hand, it just looks cool, and we kind of do wish the future looked like that. But if the more you play, the more it's like, I think this is just sort of how we're experiencing this. Like, you follow a red line for some of that game that obviously doesn't exist, but like everything being color coded, you sort of like, I guess that's just how we're thinking, and it puts you into different head state. It really does. And this is the intro. This is you're not even playing the game when this song plays.
What is happening when we're listening to this song? A cinematic, I presume?
It's the opening cinematic. It introduces you to the character and the world and like what's going on. Faith. So good. So good. In my version, I wanted it to do sort of the same thing, and just like I sampled every other sound on the album into this one. There's tiny references. Some of them are only audible to me, but I got every other song in this one, and just sort of an homage to itself at the end of the album. Is it masturbatory? Maybe.
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 But I really like the album experience, and so hearing sounds that you created at the beginning of the album show itself again towards the end, and they all kind of like the way you mix them together just seemingly, that's just really cool to me. It's one of my favorite.
An audio metroidvania, if you will.
Yeah, that's a really good way to put it.
We've got all the tools, and now we're putting them to use at the end.
Yeah.
Man, if only you could have called it reintroduction.
Again, the SEO would have killed us.
Yeah, right.
Look, I don't remember this track. Oh, what is this? Yeah.
but you want to do the giveaway?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. All right, folks. Let's see. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4.
Who got lucky?
Sorry, what were we gonna say?
Who got lucky? Brag about it.
Got lucky. All right, let's roll it. That is going to
Dark Prime again.
Let's go.
Let's go.
All right. Well, I trust Rob. You will slide into DJ Dark Prime's DMs and deliver that download code for Bandcamp. And folks, the rest of you should definitely go over to Bandcamp or one of your preferred streaming services later on. There's the link for the album wherever you want to find it.
Out now, Midnight Local.
Out now on Bandcamp. You just dropped it?
I just dropped it. It is out. Yep.
Sweet. Congratulations, Arthur. Amazing work. Congratulations, Firaga, for this release as well. The album art, all your collaborators, excellent work, everybody, all around.
Yes. Shout out Knockbient. Shout out Pete Lepley. Shout out Robo Rob. Shout out Ben Briggs and Nick Newhouse. Thanks. You had no choice. Shout out Gikko-san for the artwork. Shout out Sade for being a good album
Yes,
project manager of sorts.
Sare, who a lot of people here know as well. They are a project manager at Firaga Records, and they nailed it. They kicked this one out of the park. So
I hope you paid them extra well.
We pay them good because they do a very good job.
Awesome. Yeah, and this was really fun breaking down this album with you both as well, and everybody in chat for delivering, all their cheers and jeers and.
Thanks chat for coming and hanging out. I like doing these. I'm stoked that we again, like, thanks Josh for having us. These are really cool, kind of just like intimate, chilled out sessions where we can just kick back, and I love celebrating our hard work. Like this is a lot of blood, sweat, and tears and love, and it goes into this shit, and it's cool to be able to just sit down and chill with everyone and talk about it. So.
Yeah, because otherwise you're just like sending it out into the ether and watching numbers go up and down, right? And speaking of, we're actually going to be doing another one next week for Firaga. What we got? Video game lo-fi with Kirby. We've got Besso. Sorry, is it Besso O or Besso Zero, or is it just Besso?
Besso. It's spelled Besso with a zero at the end as well, but yeah. Besso and Glitch X City remixed a bunch of fantastic, all your favorite Kirby tracks, and they're just a treat. It's just the chillest, most relaxing, warm, lush, lo-fi chill hop you've ever heard, with cute little Kirby melodies and piano twinkles on top. It's just so very Besso and Glitch, and you can hear all of them inside of it. The music and their love for Kirby music. So it's great. Come on back next week. We'll be here talking about that. I'm not sure actually if Besso and them are going to be able to, Glitch are going to be able to make the stream, but I'll at least be here to hype it up and talk about, what they've told me some of their experiences are with the album. So.
Time zone might be a bit funny.
Yeah. Besso's.
We love Boss.
Boss is in the Netherlands, so.
Oh wow.
hard to get them on lock.
Yeah, for sure. Awesome. Well, yeah, look forward to that. And folks, we're doing this like on a weekly basis. So just if you want to hear some VGM, come here Thursday night, 6 p.m. Pacific. I guess we'll see you next week. Otherwise, thanks again, everybody, for coming through. We'll see you around. Have a good night.
Bye-bye. Peace.